Hello, so starting off with the background, I'm using some white gesso through a stencil. I'm trying to build up some different textures and interest in this background piece here. This entire process is about 8 to 10 times the speed of the original artwork. So to give you an idea of how many hours, and obviously I've cut out any lengthy delays where I look for supplies or anything. But putting down some gesso is a really nice way to differentiate different textures when you're adding paint on top. I'm going in here now with the Neocolor 1 crayons by Caran d'Ache, and these are the non-water soluble crayons. I'm just writing a love felt quote here, which will become the basis of the background and the theme of this whole portrait. These are the Albrecht Dürer water markers. So these are watercolors in a pen. And I'm just going to do some scribbling. I'm going to do a couple of different things to this piece. I will bring in some Neocolor 2s, which are the water-soluble ones as well. And I'm just going to play and get a nice drippy background until I like it. Here's a part where I start to work on the skin, and I'm going with my Albrecht Dürer watercolor pencils, and this is where it's all going to go quite horribly wrong. I am new to this way of making skin tones with the primaries here, and I picked out the wrong blue, I think, and so I'm trying to block in the shadows, and I do want them to be nice and dark and deep, and I'm going to go over with color pencil on one of the final steps, so I'm okay with lightening things up later. But this is the start of a long journey of how I start to make mistakes, which I will then show you how I fix it later on. All based on the mixed media layering system. I actually have made a nice little printout poster for you, and there's a link down below. This is what I refer to. It's what I've put together myself on best practices, or the easy way to layer your mixed media supplies without having any nasty surprises. But yes, I'm just going in with the water brush. I've got my 3 primaries. I'm trying to block in all the shadows first, and then I'll try to make it look a little more human-like as I go. So during this next setting now, one of the mistakes I make is I go far too dark. So at the moment I've got a very convincing shading thing going on. I've got all of my shadows blocked in, so I might have been okay. Again, a little bit on the grey side, but I might have been able to pull it off if I hadn't gone super dark whilst trying to mix my top layers here. But I'll show it to you all the way through. I'm not going to cut any mistakes out. I'm going to show you how I fix it. And these are my Winsor & Newton watercolors. And she's terrifying. So if you saw me in real life, I'm so pale, I'm translucent half the time. So I need to knock this right back. And everything's dry now, so I'm going in with my pan pastels. And I'm going to fix most of this problem with the pan pastels. And then I'm going to apply a fixative on top, so everything is not going to shift, it's going to stay exactly where it is. And then I'm going to continue as planned with the color pencils. So I'm just using a couple of colors here. They blend really, really well, but you can see how its opaque nature really helps me knock all of that darkness right back. So I did fix this with the fixed tooth off camera, so not to confuse you, that was a step that did happen. And now I'm going in with the pencils, starting with the eyes, and it's going to be a whole mixture of, I think I had Luminance, Derwent Drawing, Derwent Lightfast, Derwent Procolor when we get to the hair, and that might have been about all the pencil ranges that I used. And you'll see I do some different undercolors as well, so I'm going to do some greens and yellows in different places, referring back to my reference image. So never be ashamed of doing yourself as a self-portrait. You are a free model at the end of the day. Nobody can come to you for any copyright infringement or anything like that. So while you're practicing, I found this has been really useful to me, is to just take those selfies or take those photos where I've got the light where I want it to be, and then I can play from there.
What Becky did last night was slow as drifting time, a canvas bathed in hush, like moonlight caught mid-climb. Soft strokes on silent skies, a reimagined flight. She bends the stars to pastel tones and blurs the edge of night. Starry spirals spinning slow through free hands of heavens the gray, and the color gently plays on a hush of time and grace. Vincent's ghost in powdered blue watches as her vision grew, swirls that pulse and fade to gray in her calm, stretched world of clay. She dances with the brush in silence bold and bright, a galaxy in cotton hues that only lives at night. Starry spiral spinning slow through her hands, the heavy glow. Every color gently plays, and in a hush of time and grace. Slow dash of a brush in silence bold and bright, a galaxy in cotton hues that only lives at night. Each color being slow through her hands, a heavy glow, and color in a hush of time. dreams supply. Unrested peace in lullaby. Becky's night, a quiet flight. Pastel stars, no need for light. Captured time in gentle sway. What Becky dreamed in starry gray. In soft decline, dreams slow, slow, a hush begins to glow. She paints beneath the velvet dusk. Each color breathes, each shadow trusts. Pastels whisper in her hand, turning stars to silken sand. A brush that speaks in silent tones, where light forgets and time postpones. She builds a world in blush and blue, a gentler sky than Vincent knew. Whispers in the swirl softly collide. Midnight in motion, stretching the tide, painting dreams across the night. Becky stars, a softer light. The clock dissolves in longer frames, each movement slow, each streak unnamed. She doesn't rush, she breathes it in, a pastel breeze beneath her skin. Her sky is not a storm or cry, but breath and hush and lullaby. She bends the night to meet her hue, in violet winds and silver dew. Whispers in the swirl softly collide. Midnight in motion, stretching the tide, painting dreams across the night. Becky stars, a softer light. She floats above the fray, a shimmer with no name. Each stroke a spark reborn in colors that transform. What Becky did was more than art. She stitched the dark with quiet heart. A night reborn in softened flight. She painted peace inside the night. The swirl the stars could be. She made the sky her own, with colors not yet known. A masterpiece reborn in hues of quiet dawn. Vincent's voice still sings and swirls, but Becky spun a softer world. Time stretched out like threads of mist, each motion like a silent kiss. No need to mimic, copy, trace. She found her voice in empty space. With every pastel shade she chose, she bloomed a sky that only grows. She made the sky her own, with colors not yet known. A masterpiece reborn in hues of quiet dawn. What Becky did last night was fly, not just paint a borrowed sky. She made a world that softly shone, a new starry night her own. She made the sky her own.
The hair is always fun for me. I do enjoy those long flicks and brushes and merging the colors that way to give the illusion of strands of hair with shape and form. And I like to play around with different hair ideas in terms of the coloring. So I have got more of red colors towards the bottom and more brown at the top. But yeah, this style of art for me, it's very hard to just stop tweaking and walk away. And if it wasn't in a glass frame, I would have access to it and would continue to tweak and change things. But I think I'm good with moving on to the next one. I think I'm just going to keep starting a new one now and just keep getting better that way. We've also made the 1 hour mark on this video, so if you are still there, let me know in the comments below, because YouTube keeps telling me that people aren't really interested in these long form videos anymore. And I just want to know, are you still out there? So I like to put some symbols on the jewelry here. So to do this on top of everything, and I haven't sealed anything at this point, I'm using my Faber-Castell Pitt pens to get a nice layer down, but I found that with the white it was a little too translucent, so I am going in with my white pencil here to give myself a nice light base. And then I'm going to use the Pitt pens to give the gold illusion, but I'm also going to bring in a yellow and a white Posca pen in the end as well to really make that metallic shine. And I found this is the joy of mixed media. It is coming to a wall where you think, I would like to add something on top, and then trying to figure out the mystery of what products you have you can use to add that on top without hurting the rest of your artwork. And then for her top, I didn't know what to put her in, so I just looked down and tried to copy what I was wearing. So the lace work was cute. Haven't done that before, so just scribble roughly. It'll look like lace. You're good. And then, yeah, just going in again with the pencils on top of that watercolor part that I blocked out. And then I think we call this one good. There might be some couple of little touch-ups at the end, but see you at the finish.